We have scary visuals coming in from the Delhi airport, the Indira Gandhi International Airport, where the domestic terminal T1 is where a terrible incident has taken place. Due to the heavy rainfall in the past few hours early this morning, the roof, a section of the roof collapsed and on the vehicles that were parked. We are told people have received injuries. I want to quickly read out the statement coming in from the DIAL, which says that there has been a portion of the canopy of the old departure forecourt that collapsed at around 5 a.m. Injuries have been reported. Emergency personnel were pressed into service. A necessary aid has been given to those affected. However, they have very categorically added, departures from Terminal 1 of the IGI airport are temporarily suspended. Check-in counters closed as a safety measure. We regret the disruption and apologize for inconvenience. So they will try to look out for an option. Remember, because IGI airport is one of the busiest airports, even though the Terminal 1 is, which is perhaps the least crowded, and that is some relief, because while injuries are being reported, I'm trying to get more details on what happened. Look at these scary visuals on your screen. This happened at about 5 a.m. When commuters, passengers were, of course, expectedly rushing to the airport to catch a flight. This is the departure section, is what we are told, where the roof, and these are heavy boulders, you can see, heavy pillars and a roof that fell on the unsuspecting drivers and passengers. But because it's the airport and it is Delhi airport, so there were, of course, emergency personnel and services right there. They were pressed into service. Piyush Mishra is joining me for the latest on that. And this is just the airport. I have visuals coming in from other parts of Delhi as well. Minto Road, it is like an annual feature. It's again reported waterlogging and other parts as well. I want to bring you in, Piyush. Has the rainfall stopped? Because that may make matters worse at the airport. What are you picking up from T1? What happened?
Well, yes, the rainfall has stopped, and which is certainly going to give a respite to commuters. But because of the rain which has taken place for more than 2 hours, there are various areas of Delhi which are inundated. There are the waterlogged routes can be seen. People are stuck in traffic because of heavy water, and because of jam traffic. We are now seeing how water is not able to make its way, and this is a situation in almost every part of city. The areas like Minto Road, Chittaranjan Park, Akshardham, and almost all these areas are facing very heavy vehicular movement, and the vehicles are stuck on road because of waterlogging. And we are also getting these pictures coming in from Terminal 1 of airport, Indira Gandhi International Airport, where the one part of canopy has been collapsed, and this incident took place at around 5 a.m. Now, the airport spokesperson has told us that the departures have now been temporarily suspended, and the personnel are on the ground. Injuries, people who were injured, they have now been taken to the hospital, and all precautionary measures are being taken. But this shows the kind of preparedness which was at the part of government. This shows how how only the politics taking place and no work, and that's what is also can be clearly seen on the ground, because people are suffering. The water has now entered in various residences also.
It looks like a scary adventure to be first going through the waterlogged streets of Delhi. If you manage to clear that, you reach the airport and then you find a roof has fallen on the head of people, on the passengers, unsuspecting drivers as well. Stay on with me. For the viewer tuning in right now, and if you are heading to the Delhi airport right now, here's what has happened. At the Terminal 1, which is one of the least crowded, where Indigo Airlines primarily is one of the airlines which has now suspended operations temporarily. This is what happened. Early this morning at 5 a.m., and I'm quoting from the DIAL statement also that has come, that there was this section of roof that fell on unsuspecting passengers, drivers. Absolutely scary visuals. And initially it appeared that it was a pillar that has fallen, but I can tell you now that it appears that there was a proper section of the roof that has fallen, which is a very heavy roof. And there were people trapped who have now been rescued and shifted and rushed to the hospital, is what the official information right now is. So I'm going to only put out what our sources on the ground are confirming from the authorities. But emergency services immediately were called in. They are, of course, deployed at the airport as well. Look at this. Right on the cab where you're seated, that is where these pillars have fallen at 5 a.m. Piyush, I bring you in here. So these are visuals from the airport. but I can, and we'll constantly try and bring in those visuals as well, whether it's Minturu, whether it's the ITU, the busiest intersection, it's the arterial road, it connects the borders, it connects different states, it is one of the VVIP zone areas as well where the government offices are. There was waterlogging, and I'm talking about 8 a.m. Remember, the office hour officially hasn't even started, and waterlogging was being seen in different parts. This is country's capital. There cannot be any excuse at all to specifically these incidents that have taken place. And if there's an annual waterlogging, what was the administration on the ground doing? As of now, we're told that the situation has been cleared, but the terminal has been shut for now. It has been closed. So if you are heading out to the airport, it would be most advisable to check with the airline specifically if it's Terminal 1. But Terminal 2 and Terminal 3, which are international, specifically T3, they are functional, they are working. This is Terminal 1 where this incident has taken place. But scary to say the least, remember, because all of us rush in and out of airports for different issues. And this has happened, but there have been concerns earlier as well. The manner in which the drainage system, whether it's on the streets of such cosmopolitan cities, and then at the airport, a roof falling on the head of people. All right, so let me just give you an update about what I have as a confirmation coming in with regard to the latest situation. The officials have said that there have been vehicles that were damaged. At about 5 to 5:30 a.m., this incident has taken place. 4 people have received injuries when the Delhi Airport's Terminal 1 roof fell on cars, including taxis, because I see the yellow number plate there. So there's a lane specifically for the cabs, because you cannot stop there. And that is perhaps the big question, which means this happened barely in seconds. The vehicles come in, people have to get off, and the vehicles have to move right away. And that is when perhaps in a matter of seconds this incident has happened, when it must have been raining very heavily. Many possibly could have been even taking a shelter under the Delhi airport roof when this incident has happened. One was trapped as well. We are trying to get a detail for that individual on this as well. Immediately, fire services were pressed into service. So the latest information that I have coming in is that for now the Terminal 1 Indigo operations, we'll try and get more details on other as well, but Indigo operations have temporarily been suspended. The airlines have given an option for a refund to the passengers. The Delhi International Airport Limited, the DIAL, has given out a statement that all departures, all right, so there's an update, all departures. Indigo may have given out a separate statement, but all departures from Terminal 1 are suspended. Check-in counters have been closed as a safety measure, and they have expressed regret and apologies for the inconvenience caused.